For today's episode, we're back at Loosey's, one of our favorite bars in downtown. My guests are the very talented and motivated presidents of Swamp Records, a student-run record label at the University of Florida. You might know some of their artists, the Delta Troubadours, Retrolux, or Savants of Soul. In the spirit of Florida, I enjoyed a John Boat Coastal Ale, a simple beer that can lighten up any occasion and really captures the idea of our Sunshine State. I'm Maikisch, and this is Bards in Bars Getting Beer. Hey guys, I'm here at Loosey's in downtown Gainesville with Stephanie and Mika from Swamp Records. How are you guys doing?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Got a few beers. It's a beautiful day outside, and this is one of my favorite local bars. Awesome. To start off, why don't you guys tell us a little bit about Swamp Records and how it got started?
So Swamp Records is UF's student-run record label. Our mission is twofold, really. We support the local music scene by promoting local artists, planning events, and just helping them get the exposure that they deserve to make it to a national level. And then the other half is we give students on campus an opportunity to get hands-on experience within the music industry, whether that's with working directly with artists, doing branding and promotional campaigns, planning events, doing booking, really whatever their chosen field is, applying it in a music background.
Wow. How did this, a student-run label at UF start?
It started actually as a division of a student government agency, the concert planning one, Student Government Productions at first, but we quickly kind of blossomed off into our own field and became independent in, I believe, 2014. I think, 2014 or 15. We're completely self-funded, self-run now, and just kind of growing every year.
How are you guys self-funding just from the artists that you have?
We actually don't take a cut from any of our artists.
Really?
Yeah, we don't take a cut from our artists. We do everything for free for them. But they also do us a big service by trusting us to, work with their, life's work basically. Yeah. As a bunch of students. We are self-funded through. We do fundraisers, a couple restaurant nights. We did a couple raffles this year. We were able to secure tickets to music festivals and then raffle those off. Our events too fund us, but everything we do is it's a lot of mutual benefit with the community. Some of our sponsors, they'll let us do things for free in order for exposure. We owe a lot to the community, really.
Cool. What when you guys are signing artists and looking for new artists, what's the main thing you guys are looking for? Is it just that they're a Gainesville band and they sound all right, or is it a certain genre you guys are going for? Or?
I think it's kind of a combination. So definitely if it's something new in the scene that's never really been seen before. So kind of with Retrolux, so they're very brand new. They really had never even performed before when we signed them. So
wow.
Yeah, so it's just that was really cool. And then the Delta Troubadours, they've been around and have a huge following. So it was kind of two very different people who are in the scene, either very established or even not. Either way, it was just we think that they have a prominent part in the music scene, and we thought that we could help them.
How do you guys find bands like Retrolux? You said haven't played even a show before you signed them.
So we had artist submissions this past summer. So we had how many? 50?
We had 50 artists submit to work with us.
Yeah,
wow,
submit
cool.
Their work.
Very flattering.
Yeah,
definitely.
Really an honor, actually.
So the whole directors team went through all of them separately. We picked our top 10s, then we met up and talked about it and decided who we wanted. And it was just we figured, pretty sure the Delta Troubadours, we were okay, we have to have them. But but we couldn't let Retrolux go. We really love their sound. So yeah, so that was that, really.
Sweet. When are you guys submissions? Is it once a year, or is it
It's kind of a need basis, really. For the reason we had them last year was because we parted ways with one of our artists, Bells and Robes. Very, no drama or anything like that. Basically, the thing about a student-run record label, if we do our job well, then our artists kind of outgrow us, which is bittersweet. But they found success outside of Gainesville. They had relocated, and we just kind of mutually parted ways. Very amicable, we're still friends with them, we're promoting, we help promote their content, they help promote ours, so really great guys, but it was just kind of time, we did our job really well, and they were on to, they moved on up a little bit, which is bittersweet.
That's awesome. Where'd they move to?
Atlanta, and they, found a really good niche in that market too, with the kind of electronic market. So anyway, we had a whole spot in our roster, really, and we just said, there wasn't anyone immediately that came to mind for, choosing a next artist. So we said, you know what, let's do something new. Let's open it up to submissions, which we'd never done before. Even when we'd added...
You've never done it and you got 50 submissions? Yeah.
Right,
That's awesome.
We were so surprised. When we had added artists to our roster before, it was kind of more of a natural selection. Like it was like, oh, this band is, you know, kind of just a natural choice this time. But there was no obvious one for us. So we said, you know what, let's open up submissions, see, hopefully we'll get a couple people, and we got 50, which was mind-blowing. It was honestly a really big honor.
That's awesome.
And now in addition to finding our 2 new bands, we now have kind of a list of who's who in Gainesville and the surrounding areas. So we have a great, you know, list to call on for shows, for booking, for just content people to partner with. So it's cool. It was a really good idea, a really fun process.
Okay. What's it like being students, like having like a full workload from school, and then
it's my favorite topic.
This is basically like a job. Like this is a job. So, and I mean, I've owned a record label before. Like I've worked in the industry for 5 years. I know that owning a record label and doing all that stuff, it's so time consuming that I don't know how that you guys have time for anything else.
Right. Yeah.
Like, what's it like? Not only like, do you guys like freshmen and stuff on staff? Yeah, people that just came into college. Like, hey, here's this immense amount of workload, but also here's this job that you have to do.
Right.
What's that like?
It's interesting. I mean, I'm the outgoing president. You know, I just really finished my term at Showcase on Wednesday, so I can answer this a bit with more perspective because I've had the whole year of. You have a kind of a blend of like this weird. I'm a professional, real person, but I'm also a student at the same time. That people forget that. I sometimes forgot I was enrolled in classes once in a while.
You just show up?
No, I would just like I'm like, oh yeah, I'm still a student. Like I'm a grad student. People would forget that about me too. It's just this sort of odd blend. Like you have these situations you kind of laugh at. Like I had to do an interview with a reporter about, you know, doing press for Showcase coming up, and it was also the night of my sorority formal, so I had to lock myself in the bus bathroom and call her on the phone, like on the way to Jacksonville. So it's like just one of those moments where it's like just an odd blend. Like yes, maybe we have like a giant event coming up, but someone also has like an exam, and those are things you just have to roll with. It's interesting. It's a lot of fun. It's a big learning experience about professionalism for sure, and how to balance things. It's interesting, you know.
What? How often do team members change at Swamp Records? Like, is it like every year, every semester? You're like an artist is getting a new A&R rep. Like for the artist, how often does the person that they're talking to change, just from graduation, people leaving for different opportunities?
We do try to keep it as consistent as possible, but of course with a student-run record label there's turnover. You know, the seniors got to graduate and move on, and sometimes we have people who get another commitment, they have to step down from whatever position, and we handle that as is, but as much as we can we try to keep it consistent because we do really value our relationship with our artists and the community. So you know, we have seniors graduate, of course, but people generally, unless they're seniors, stay the same year to year, or unless they move up in positions too.
Yeah, so sometimes they'll be like they'll be on the team, but like not the director, like not the direct contacts, but they're still on the team, so they know, and they'll move up and become the direct contact. So it's definitely, people aren't typically thrown into it, except when we get a new artist or something like that. Then it's just like a brand new relationship, and then you start from the scratch. But yeah.
Nice. So let's say I'm a brand new artist that just signed to Swamp Records. What can I expect? Like, take me through like from signing all the way to releasing my first record with you guys. What's that process like?
I don't know. Let's take this one. Okay, I guess. It's kind of different for everyone depending on where they are. So, I mean, for example, with the Delta Troubadours this year, they were already really established when they came to us. We were honestly surprised that they submitted to us just because they're so good. We thought they were a little like, not above us in the snotty way, but just sort of past what we could do for them. But they submitted to us and we were honored. So with them, that was a bit more seeing where they were and you know, what their goals were and how we can help them, you know, get that next step, you know, reach that extra level. But with someone with like Retrolux, who was absolutely brand new, they sent us a demo and they're like, we've never performed live together. That was a very different process because we really helped them develop their brand image completely. Like we set up those social media accounts for them. Like they didn't have that.
Wow.
We helped book their first shows, like do their first photo shoots, and then their first release came, March, February, sometime this semester, I think February, their first EP release came out then. So, like I said, it's a bit different for every artist, but we just kind of see where they're at and how we can help them achieve whatever that next set of goals is.
How many artists can Swamp Records like have it on their roster at one time? Like just like with the team you currently have, like manpower wise.
It depends.
Yeah, well, it depends because this year we tripled right? Tripled the size of our staff.
Nice.
So that being said, a lot of them are so new that we couldn't take on more than like new people could handle, because although we have all these people, if they don't understand really what we're doing, then we can't just throw them on an artist to be doing everything for them. That's just too much. So definitely, as like, since it's been a year since then, I definitely probably want to keep it at 4, and then it just kind of depends on seeing how like seasoned everyone becomes, because definitely don't want to get an artist and then kind of not be able to do what they want, like not be able to reach their goals, that kind of thing. So
as much as we'd love to be able to take on every artist that we find, amazing and unique in the scene, like we think so many people in Gainesville are cool, as much as we'd love to be able to take them all on, it's more about, do we have the resources? We don't want to stretch them too thin. We don't want to like throw together like a team of 4 that isn't going to give them the time and attention that they need, rather than keeping our artist roster to 4 and being able to devote more resources to them. So it depends.
Woo! What are you guys drinking tonight?
okay, so I'm drinking a Fat Tire, just in theme because it was Earth Day, so I rode my bike today and I popped my tire. Or, I don't know, maybe I just couldn't figure out how to pump it. I really don't know.
You couldn't figure out how to pump it?
I really
it's
tried.
The best story.
I really couldn't. I just couldn't, and I just rode home like that, and it was really
you rode
hard.
You rode home on your rim?
Yeah, I know that's
so
bad.
bad.
I know it's bad.
But
the
it
thing
smoked?
No.
Okay,
no.
well, that's not too bad.
But the thing is, I used to have like this little like emergency pack on the back of my bike.
True.
And it got stolen. So
what?
Like, I didn't know how to fix my bike. I'm like, all my stuff is like that I'm like supposed to fix my bike is gone. Anyways, this is a Fat Tire, an ode to my tire. Yeah.
I'm drinking a 1901 red ale. I don't have a good story about it. I've never been to the year 1901, so.
Have you had it before?
I don't think so. I may have had it like once or twice, probably during Changeville.
Okay.
But
What do you like about it?
It's good. It's strong.
Strong?
I like dark beer. I mean, I like all types of beer, to be honest. I'm an equal opportunity drinker, but I like dark beer. My dad is a big craft beer kind of person, so I've gotten that from him. He's gonna be really proud of when I tell him I just did an interview like drinking beer. He's gonna be like, yes, 6 days left in your education.
That's my daughter right
and
there.
And that's what you're doing with your life. Yeah. So he's gonna be proud of this.
What kind of beer is it?
It's a red ale, but it's dark for a red ale. It's quite good.
It's like black, like our souls.
Yeah.
It's a little tint of red. But yeah, I was like too hungover to go dark beer today. So
True.
I like my.
But I'm on the upswing. Like I'm like.
That's exactly where I'm at too. Yeah. Last night, I went to an insane party and I was like, actually I walked up to the bar and I was like, I just need something really simple to drink because I can't do a great beer, but I can totally do a good beer. Yeah. So
for me, I like my beer like I like my men, tall, dark, and bitter.
Oh shit!
I said that about
laying
coffee
it down,
too.
laying it down. I'm drinking a John Boat Coastal Ale. It's a pretty good beer. It's not the best beer, but it's definitely not the worst.
It's pretty good. I'll tell you that my favorite beer, it's not available in the U.S., which makes me really sad. Which makes me sound very, very pretentious, but
it makes it sound way cool.
It's just not here. It's literally anywhere but here. Like, it's everywhere but here. It's called Desperados, and it's. You know that? It's beer flavored with tequila.
Yeah.
And it's not like dangerously alcoholic, but it's really good. Where?
Brought it.
Okay, because it's I've looked because it's not available in the US, but I've had it in like Korea, I've had it in Haiti, I've had it in Europe. It's not like specific to one place. It's just anywhere but here.
So you guys are a UF-centric record label.
Yes.
On your website, it talks about how your mission is to combine like the downtown regular Gainesville scene with like the UF music scene. How do you guys go about doing that?
So I guess essentially it's just like making the connections and relationships with other brands and like local like store owners and things like that. So making those connections that's more like the outside, not just the UF community. Like that's where the rest of the Gainesville community comes in. So there is really kind of a lot of disconnect, I feel, at least more in the past than it is now. From our hope, I'd like to think. But between the UF community, like just students and the local music community. And I understand that because when I lived in Miami before moving up here, and I wasn't really into like the local music scene. Like I understand how like something that's kind of not difficult, but like some people just don't go out of their comfort zones.
Yeah.
and like that's a big thing. So that's why we try to like kind of help bridge that gap. We try to like bring those people out of their comfort zones in their own music, because it's really awesome to know the words and also know the people of like the songs that are performing around you. And it's honestly so fun. I'm like at Showcase, I literally told my boyfriend, I was like, we're getting this kind of show for $8. And like this is a high caliber show. Like I'm like
I completely agree.
Like literally sitting through Delta Troubadours, I'm like, I could pay $60 to see this.
I mean, they played at Okeechobee, so
exactly. So it's just like we're so lucky, and I feel like people don't really realize that like there's just so much to see for very low price. Like it's just what's college is about. You take advantage of the low prices, you know? And so I feel like it's definitely a lucky thing.
And what we also do, we do a lot of promotion on campus. Of course, we do our promotion online, downtown, we hang up posters and all, but we do on-campus flyering, like putting up posters and like announcing to sororities and fraternities every once in a while too, to try to bridge that gap, like even though it is downtown, we try to tell people while they're on campus and be like, hey, like, so it's kind of student to student, you're seeing another student talk about downtown, maybe you might check it out too. And we've also, just this year, we partnered with an on-campus like medical fraternity, like pre-med fraternity,
okay,
like a professional interest group, and we did a event with them to help raise money for them. So we're looking into more opportunities to partner with other student orgs to bring music to campus really, or bring them downtown.
Do you think there's a music scene on campus? Like, do you think there's like a hidden gem? I know there's like SSS, like singer-songwriter group on campus. But like, have you guys run across like something on like a band or an artist on campus and been like, or is there just a scene there?
The thing is, we try to discover as many student musicians as we can, even if it's just bringing them into Swamp Records as members, not necessarily as artists. Just another way to get them to be able to explore the scene, learn more about the industry side. And we even found a few artists through our members. Not that we sign ourselves, but that we connect, play with shows. Like with Flip Turn this year, one of our members who's a freshman, Madeline, she was like, hey, by the way, like I'm a new Swamp Records member, but I've also got a band, Flip Turn, and they played the benefit show I was just telling you about, and they're fantastic.
Yeah, they're great.
We had no idea, so that's just an example of the way that we've helped find new artists to bring to our Gainesville community, to bring downtown, to enrich the music scene through Swamp Records. And same with Dooney, same with we partner with Victor's band Errors in Action. So we like to find a bit of everything in our members too.
What do you guys think your role in the Gainesville music scene is? Like your spot? What do you think that is here?
I think again what we were just talking about, we are trying to bridge the gap between UF and greater Gainesville too, trying to bridge that gap, trying to bring, campus to downtown and downtown to campus and vice versa really. We also are filling the role on campus of giving students a place to learn about the music scene. There's no other place on campus to learn about the music business, something that I had to find out the hard way when I first came here. I remember my freshman year, I walked in my advisor's office and I looked at her, I said, I want to work in the music industry. What do I do? And she just stared back at me. She had no answer. And as a freshman, that is the most terrifying thing that you can possibly experience. So I think our role, I really am proud of our role on campus of giving people an opportunity to learn about an industry that they may have thought of as inaccessible before. I've had people tell me after a year of Swamp Records, or even after a couple months, they're just like, thank you for telling me about this, or like, I'm so glad I somehow found out about this in whatever way I did find out, because I never previously thought that I could, bridge that, use my major in such a passionate way.
In a creative way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also I think like the main reason why I feel like Heartwood partnered with us for their first festival, their Heartwood Festival, is because we have that pull like on like the student community. So like they're like, oh, we have like the greater like community kind of covered, but like to reach like that audience, I think we're probably one of the best avenues to do that.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm Ian with Level to the Room. And we're here with Swamp Records.
Woo.
And so just whatever you want, that camera. What do you got to say? What do you want the people to know?
I want you guys to follow Swamp Records on Facebook, because we put a lot of stuff out there and you'll know a lot about the local Gainesville music scene. And if you want to sign up for our newsletter for the record, you'll always be in the know. So yeah, no FOMO here.
It's a pun. I came up with the pun.
Yeah, for the record, yeah, it's fun. It's a fun name.
What's the pun?
For the record.
Oh, okay, yeah, I get it.
It's cute.
All right.
It.
Cheers! Freeze frame! Oh, yeah! Over 9,000.